we will begin to formally honor 4 gentlemen who are no longer with us, but whose contributions to this great game transcends the game itself. But first, a little bit of history. From 1934 to 1961, the PGA of America's Caucasian-only clause was part of the association's bylaws, and it prevented non-whites from being members. Thankfully, and rightly so, the clause was removed at the 1961 PGA annual meeting. It certainly was a period of time that our association is not proud of. You know, they say that you can't turn back time, but you can do your very best to make it right. And to the families of these 4 gentlemen, I apologize. It took 48 years. If it wasn't for the foresight of our CEO, Joe Steranka, and Ernie Ellison, we may never have the honor of doing this today. But they brought this to the board of directors, and the ladies and gentlemen of our board of directors overwhelmingly approved this earlier this year. And so I want to take a moment to applaud our board of directors, the ladies and gentlemen who approved this. Congratulations. You know, it should be noted that there were several individuals who had been denied membership ultimately did become PGA members. Most notably, such men as Charlie Sifford and Pete Brown, Lee Elder and Dewey Brown, and of course, Charlie Owens. When the PGA Board of Directors reviewed the circumstances surrounding those who had been denied entrance into the PGA of America because of the color of their skin, who did not later become PGA members, we unanimously approved 3 gentlemen: John Shippen, Bill Spiller, and Ted Rose as deserving of being posthumously elected to PGA membership. Keep in mind, and when you see these videos, you will understand they were all true pioneers and excellent players who battled social and racial barriers throughout their entire lives. I only wish they were here today. Furthermore, we considered the vast influence of the great heavyweight champion, Joe Louis, and determined he was worthy of being named an honorary PGA member. So the board unanimously approved Joe Louis as the 11th honorary PGA member in our 93-year history. Last night, PGA Chief Executive Officer Joe Steranka and family members of these gentlemen enjoyed a meal and time together here in New Orleans. And today, it is the time when we will formally honor these individuals. Our first new member was a trailblazer, playing at one of the original clubs in this country, and he left a huge impact on the game. And he did so a full century before our current Ryder Cup captain, Corey Pavin, captured the U.S. Open at the same famous course on Long Island. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in remembering PGA member John Shippen.
My grandfather was the first American-born golf professional.
John Shippen's earliest contributions to golf came in the 1890s at Shinnecock Hills Golf Club under Scotsman Willie Dunn.
John Shippen was 12 years old when he started actually working with Willie Dunn. At first he was just, I guess, working to build a golf course. And then he took a liking to the game, and he caught on to the game real well, man, fast. So Willie Dunn took him under his wing, and he trained him. He taught him all aspects of golf.
One of the things that qualified him under Willie Dunn at the Shinnecock Hills was the fact that he was repairing and making clubs at 16, 17 years old.
And in 4 years, he had learned the game good enough to teach it to some of the members of Shinnecock.
In 1895, the second U.S. Open Championship was held at Shinnecock Hills.
The members of Shinnecock paid for his entry into the U.S. Open.
During that era, most of the participants in the U.S. Open were foreigners.
The Scottish and the Irish said they weren't going to play with an African American, and that was a controversy.
USGA President Theodore Havemeyer held fast to Shippen's right to play.
The president of the USGA put his foot down, and lo and behold, John Shippen, I think, shot 78 in the first round to share the first round lead, proved to everybody, the world, that this kid could play, and he deserved the right to play.
Shippen would finish fifth, but established himself as one of the top American players near the turn of the century, while still just a teenager.
When he opened, he was 16. Yeah, 16 years old. He hadn't had his 17th birthday yet. They say he could do anything with a golf ball you could do with a club. They say he could make a golf ball just about talk.
Shippen eventually would leave Shinnecock and serve as head golf professional at clubs like Maidstone and Aronimink, eventually landing at Shady Rest Country Club in New Jersey.
People in the surrounding community would hear about this man, John Shippen, how great a golfer he was. When the word would get out that there's this African American, he can really play golf, so everybody wants to play him. And, you know, they got beat. It's just as simple as that. He's like Jackie Robinson of golf, in my opinion, because he was playing a game that people thought African Americans didn't even think about playing.
He was the first phenom, and he understood how to get along in society. You know, during some times that were very difficult for African Americans and other minorities in this country. So John Shippen was a pioneer in every sense of the word.
My grandfather would be proud to be a member of the PGA of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hanno Shippen Smith, the grandson of John Shippen.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. While my grandfather was a relatively short in stature, that is, his height was only 5'7", he had a big heart and a big drive. He could outdrive most folks. I would like to thank the PGA for the honor being bestowed on him, and thank most of all the people who brought him to the attention of the USGA.